Hi everyone, this is Dr. Christina Rahm Cook coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee. And today I want to talk to you guys about weight loss. And we've talked about it a little bit already this year because it is 2020, and I know that it's a focus that a lot of people have. The new year brings new things that start, and it's kind of funny because you make New Year's resolutions during the January 1st or December 31st night of what you will do for the next year. And I always laugh about that because that may not be the best time for most people to make a resolution, because some people are out enjoying themselves and they're breaking every resolution they had from the year before. So it may not necessarily be the right time. However, it is traditionally the time that we do make those resolutions for the upcoming year. And I made some of my own. And one of those was to really watch what I'm eating and to really take care of myself. And I've touched upon that briefly. I think that's something that's important for all of us. And I think it's something that's important for us to do. But with that, let's talk a little bit about the keto diet and Atkins diet and intermediate fasting and what is my favorite and what do I like. And again, my answer is they're all kind of, good diets and they have good things. The vegan diet, the different things with carbs that you balance, the metabolic diet, keto, etc. They all have good things. But overall, your body really needs to just have the attention it needs to be its healthiest and to be in its most well state. And some things in extreme just don't work that way. For example, keto is really great because it gets through the carbs and it gets through all the things that are happening in the body to really start burning the fat. Because the fat is really what you want to burn. If you have extra fat in your stomach, which is one of the things I'm trying to lose right now, or around different parts of your body, that visceral fat will really start causing problems if you're not careful. So you've really got to watch what you're doing and try to get rid of that. So, we know that the stomach fat or the different fat that's around our body that's in kind of clumps, that can cause heart disease, that can cause dementia. We know that it gives you an increased rate of Alzheimer's and all different kinds of autoimmune disorders, so we want to get rid of it. On the flip side, people that are always in ketosis or that take products all the time for ketosis, it can cause kidney, liver, brain damage. Can actually even cause failure in the extreme because you're releasing things into the bloodstream. And even though it's great because those enzymes that you're releasing can go in and basically eat up the fat, they're full of acid and they're full of things that can actually turn against your body if you do it too much. So that's why I really do love the intermediate fasting, because you do have the ketosis element to it, but it's not in the extreme. Or I love when people do certain elements of that, but then they change over to just really eating healthy overall, which is a balance of carbs, fats, proteins, minerals, everything that you need in your body. Your goal needs to be when you get up every day to really give your body what it needs. If you want to take a break and not eat for a 16-hour segment to a 24-hour segment, we do know that that does put the body into ketosis, and that can help your body burn that fat. But if you want it to keep the body in a continuous process, can actually cause more harm than good. So you want to make sure that you are changing things up and that you're not doing it consistently, and that you're really just providing the body, like I said, with the healthy minerals, vitamins that you need. And of course, I always tell people about the fist size. You want to make sure that when you look at your plate, you don't have more carbs than are on that fist, because when you eat too many carbs like bread and pasta, yeah, it's great to have certain carbs in the body that are complex carbs and fiber that goes along with that. But again, too much of that can cause a lot of this stomach fat and a lot of the stuff that goes on in the body. And even though it tastes great and gives you energy at first, it can turn around and really do the opposite. If you eat too many carbs, it can really slow you down. So the carb diets that are heavy in the carb area, I'm not a huge advocate of those. I am more of an advocate of the keto, Atkins, vegan diets that don't have a lot of carbs in it. Paleo, that's another good diet that I really enjoy, but ultimately what you've got to do is pay attention to your body. And I say this all the time, and you guys probably get tired of it, but your body is a house, and it's the only house you're really going to live in. We spend so much money on these grand mansions and all these different things that we think are so important, but ultimately those don't bring you happiness if you don't take care of your real house, which is your body. It's the only place that you're going to take with you everywhere you go. And it's really important to fill it full of things that are really good for it. And I think that's something that a lot of us just don't pay enough attention to, including me. I get so busy during the day. I've said this a lot, I'll forget to eat, which isn't so bad because I'm doing the intermediate fasting, or I'll wait and I'll eat out with people and not eat what I should. So when you're going out, this is another topic that I think is important to cover with weight loss, that when you go out and you're eating, try to make healthy choices. My favorite thing to eat sometimes is chips and salsa and guacamole, and the guacamole is good for me, but the chips and salsa aren't necessarily. You want to stay away from the GMOs, and corn has a lot of GMOs in it. A lot of the products that are in our country and throughout the world do have GMOs. Scientists created these genetically modified foods to really help people originally, but then we ended up finding out that if you have too much of it, or even really a little of it, it's not good for you, because these genetically modified foods, they really put toxins into the body, and it's really hard for the body to keep burning fat and to working as effectively as it can. So I do love things that are organic, but you guys have heard me say many times, if you take fish out of a sewage, and the fish is supposed to be organic, but it was in a sewage, it may not be the best fish possible. And unfortunately, our land is full of toxins and heavy metals, and you've got to be careful how you eat those. And so you really just want to source things from the most the best environment possible. And if you're able to have clean land, water, and air, that's definitely where you need to place and get the food. If you can make it in an area or grow it in an area that you know what goes into it, that of course is the most optimal, but it's not always the most practical. So you want to find out in your area where you can get things. And many people know that I'm a huge advocate of seeds, that I work for a seed-based company called Rain, and then I'm the chairman of the International Seed Nutrition Society. And I like seeds because they're in their natural state before really they have been contaminated. It's just like babies in our stomach. They are protected by us, and then they come out, and then they're right away exposed to necrosis and more heavy metals and to lots of different things in the environment that cause environmental stress, that cause disease. It's the same way with our food. But if you start things at its most natural state, like the seeds, where it's protected by the shell, you're able to get a lot of nutrients and vitamins and minerals from those. So I do a lot with black cumin seed, flaxseed oil. I do a lot with products that have to do with really taking care of the body as they go in. Chia seeds, another one that I absolutely love. You guys know I love oregano seeds, and I love things that have to do with apricots and watermelon, and all those seeds are really good for you. Yes, if you eat too many, it can have a lot of lectin, which can cause some problems, but everything needs to be in moderation. I had a discussion today that had to do with pregnancy, and in pregnancy, you're supposed to eat really healthy food if you can to give it to the baby, but anything in extreme can cause issues to the baby. When you take a prenatal vitamin, for example, that prenatal vitamin is full of things like vitamins and minerals, but not to the extreme, because too much of the vitamins can actually hurt the baby. So that's why you really have to be careful. But eating a balanced meal, eating things that have to do with fruits and vegetables from good sources is really your best option. And of course, I'm an O negative, and I say this a lot, I have to have protein. I've tried many times to give up meat. I did for 2 years. I was a vegan, but my body really craves the protein and really needs it. So in my system, I have to make sure I have enough balanced protein throughout the day as well, which goes along with the keto diet and the Atkins diet and the paleo diet and a lot of your diets, to have really clean, lean meats. And I think fish is a great option. You do have to be careful about the mercury and the different iron and lead that's in the water that the fish are exposed to. But as long as you're detoxing while you're doing it and supplementing with things like Red Sol, that's one of my favorite products, that that's fine. But you do want to make sure that you're constantly getting rid of the bad things and then supplementing with the good things. So my passion continues to be driven at helping you guys and really trying to find the right answers to the questions on what we need to do and how we need to do it. And this week I will be going to Mexico City and different parts of Mexico to do research and to do talks so that we can continue this work in Latin America countries and specifically in Mexico. And then next week I will be going over to Europe, and I'll send some more messages about that later. But we're really spreading the information on wellness and health and really trying to get our bodies to be the best they can. We're dedicated to the science. I'm personally dedicated as a scientist and a researcher to making sure people get what they need and to trying to spread the truth. I don't have all the answers. I listen to other doctors and researchers and scientists and other people, and that's why I'm so excited to see everyone this week throughout Mexico. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have an incredible afternoon. Bye.